Hi, is Bret available?
Yeah, this is me.
Hey, it's Mary with Music Junkie Press. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Good. Well, thanks for taking the time out to talk with us here.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we got to congratulate you on the new album, Shadows. It's due out July 8th on Standby Records. Everybody's excited for that.
I hope so. I'm excited for it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I know. Now, are you guys going to have a pre-order set up soon?
Yeah, that stuff is coming. The labels, handling all that, we'll have some cool stuff up, so.
Oh, that's very cool. I mean, I've got to tell you, we got to listen to it. We listened to the whole album, probably listened to it a dozen times in the last week. It's incredible. It's taken your band, the Relay Symphony, to a completely new level. It shows the growth of the band. Can you tell us your thoughts on making it versus the EP?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that. The EP was a strange situation. The EP was basically me, JC, and Alex all, like, knowing each other. You know, well, JC and Alex were really good friends. And then, like, I would see them and they would see me.
Yeah.
And, like, at clubs and stuff. And then we all sort of realized that, like, we all like the same music. We're always going to the same shows. And, you know, we were all looking to start a new band. So, you know, we were like, why not with each other? So then it went from there into, like, okay, well, let's get together and write some songs and see how it goes.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And the EP was basically that. It was us sort of forming the band as we went.
Mm-hmm.
And those songs came out, and, you know, when we started to figure out what this band was going to be and what we wanted to do. So with this record was much more like we had already, by the time we had finished the EP and, you know, toured it and played it live and all that stuff, we already kind of knew what this band was and what it was going to be and what the record was going to be like. Or so we thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a very tough year this last year, personally, for all of us. Like, all five of us really had somewhat of a dark period. A lot of really personal, pretty bad stuff happened to us in the last year. It was rough, to say the least, so that had a lot of influence on what Shadows was, too, and that's where the title came from, too, because we kind of felt like that's where we were living for, you know, the last year, and the record really reflects that, so.
Well, no, I was definitely, because it's been such an emotional process now. Was it for you guys recording as well to I mean, not only write these songs that were very emotional and heartfelt, but through the recording process, was that hard as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. That was when we were writing and recording it. That we were right in the, you know, the grit of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all still going on, so it was a pretty insane process. I mean, we were like, pretty fucked up, to say the least. I mean, we were like partying all the time, and, you know, definitely, like, drinking a lot, and I mean, we still do those things, but in a more, like, controlled, like, we're okay.
Exactly.
Now, but then it was like we all had a lot of rough stuff going on, so it was a very tumultuous, like, emotional process. So.
Wow. Now the recording, I've got to tell you, you know, the lyrics, they come out, you've literally captured this honesty with your vocals. It's this rawness, vulnerability. What can you attribute that to on this album? It really does capture your emotion, and you connect it with the listener right away.
Cool. Glad you think so. I think so, too, about that. I agree with you on the honesty factor, and if there's one thing I always sort of stress about our band, it's definitely that we're an honest one. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I did some pretty interesting stuff, I guess you could say, for recording my vocals. I recorded the majority of it in a room that was completely dark, like pitch black.
Wow. Uh-huh.
I would cover the windows, no lights on, any of that stuff, and I'd keep it, like, really cold in there, just because for some reason that's just how I felt, you know what I mean? It was an environment that best suited how I felt and the emotion I wanted everybody to know that I was feeling when they listened to the record. So yeah, that was definitely something I did.
That is, and you captured it perfectly. That's exactly that. That's the neat. Cause now I get it, because it really does. It creates this environment and everything, and it comes out beautifully. I mean, it's well executed. Now, everybody's gotten a tease of the first single you guys are going to release, "We Are Broken." That is the perfect anthem for the youth of today. I mean, that's a badass song. I got to tell you about that one. That one releases on the 27th of May on iTunes. Can you tell us a little bit about behind that song?
Yeah, definitely. That song was sort of like a lot of the record is very personal and very emotional. That song definitely is too, but in a different kind of way than I feel the rest of the songs are. That song was just us. Basically, we all sat down and we were talking like about how we felt about music, how we felt about the radio, and how we felt about the industry, and how we felt about the bullshit that kids, of this generation are fed, and how we were just fucking tired of it. You know what I mean? Like, sick of flipping on the radio and hearing like the same old bro rock song, and that song is "We Are the Broken" is our answer to all that stuff. It's and the lyrics are pretty straightforward. You can just listen to it, and it tells you exactly how we feel about all those situations. So
that's going to be a great one. I know that one's going to be that one, and I mean it's hard. After listening to it so many times, it's like we're hooked on it. You can't pick favorites because it's like it's so hard. Savage Eyes is another great one. Shadows, that one just really just hits you over and over. We're listening to that one. I mean, for you, is there the song that maybe is the most personal or heartfelt, or is it just pretty much all of them are bleeding your soul out there?
Yeah, there's definitely the certain ones that I connect to, that I definitely put a lot of myself into. But I will say that I feel like this record has a song for every emotion you could probably have. Like, I feel like no matter how you're feeling, there's a song you can flip on this record, and it's gonna like relate to you, or you can relate to it at like the drop of a hat. But yeah, and definitely I there's an emotional attachment to each of the songs, without a doubt. But I think the one that that means the most to me is "Walls," because that was a situation where JC had started writing it, and sort of hit like a block, and again, it was one of those crazy nights we had where he like didn't sleep the entire night, and I was passed out somewhere, and he like kicks me awake,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey man, I need you to help me finish the song. Like, I've got like, like this riff, and help me write some lyrics." So I'm like, I wake up. I had probably only been out for like 2 hours. I'm like, oh fuck! And I get up, and I sat down, and it was like super early in the morning, which I don't do well with at all. Like, I usually wake up at like 2 in the afternoon, but yeah. So we started. I started to sum. We were humming melodies and trying to spit out words and stuff, and then all of a sudden, the subject of me, the bad relationship I have with my mother, just started to. It started to like just spill out of me.
Oh yeah. Just open the floodgates open now.
Yeah, and it was the weirdest thing because I've been in a lot of bands before this band. I've written a lot of songs before this band, and I've written a lot of songs about that very thing before this band, and for whatever reason, I just never been satisfied with any of them. And then this one just sort of like came out of me, didn't realize it, and then here it is, and I'm really, really proud of that song, and every time I hear it, it like gives me goosebumps, and it definitely resonates with me on a very personal level.
That is a great song. I mean, it's interesting because that song is one of the ones where you bring in a lot of different musical influences in that song too. I mean, it's got this like punk rebellious side, but then you even sometimes get at the beginning this like 50s doo-wop style coming in almost. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, I think with that one it was like I didn't like when JC started writing the song. He's like, I got these chords, and he's playing along, and I'm like, all right. We're coming up with a melody, and I'm spitting out words, and we're writing this thing together. And it was a song where like I didn't like I wasn't like, well, it's about this, so let's make it this way.
Yes.
Just let the song happen. So the song sounds really poppy, and, you know, of course, with my doing, the lyrics are very dark.
Exactly. I love it. It's a great irony of the situation. I love that.
And I like it because I feel like it's very honest in a sense that we didn't try to make it anything. We didn't try to make it heavy. We didn't try to make it poppy. We didn't try to make it anything. It just is what it is, and then that's what came out.
That's it, and that's exactly almost the whole album. You can feel that it's got this honesty about it, and what you touched on, it definitely hits each mood. It's not someone's going to come into it thinking, oh, it's a dark album. It's lyrically could be dark on some of them, but yet it brings so much energy to other songs. It's a perfect album for whatever mood you're in. I mean, I think it's a great one. Now, do you have, like, let's say, of anybody else, when you're in a funk, what type of go-to song you go to listen to and crank up and get yourself going?
On the record, or just what?
Yourself, actually, just whatever, anybody, actually, that you listen to. Sometimes if you really have to put something on it, it can change your mood like that.
Yeah, I definitely have them. I always have trouble with this question because, to be honest, I'm such, like, an emotionally volatile individual.
Yeah.
It is. I have so many emotions from, you know, this minute to the next.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what I've been listening to recently. Recently, there's been a lot of, like, the Sisters of Mercy. I don't know why, but Lucretia by the Sisters of Mercy just does something for me.
Yep.
So that's a good one. That one always sort of, it's dark, but at the same time, if I'm in a bad mood, it lifts that mood a little bit. Like,
yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. I have so many, though.
That's great. It's true, because, I mean, some people, you know, when they get in their sad mood, they'll put on sad songs. And then you have some that, like me, if I'm in a sad mood, I'll put on whatever. It can change. Sometimes I'll listen to the slow. Sometimes I'll listen to something that really rebellious and, you know, angst-filled that gets you out of that funk. So, and that's funny, because that's what this album's going to do. I know it's going to connect a lot of people with that, to where they're going to be able to pick, you know, their go-to song is going to be on your album. I feel that with this album. You know, and you guys have an incredibly dedicated, loyal fan base. It's amazing. I mean, it
really is. I mean, for us being, you know, a band as long as we have, and which, I mean, isn't very long. I mean, we've only been a band a couple of years. I mean, to already have the fans that we do and how awesome they are is really crazy. I feel like I know we're really lucky for that.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I mean, they do so many great things. They're great artists. They're giving you gifts. They come up with everything they can do for you. It's awesome to see that. And I mean, when you're out on the road or touring, is there something that you like that the fans can bring you when you guys are out on tour?
If I had to, I mean, I never really asked them to bring us anything. I mean, for me, it's just you. Yeah. Getting in your car and, you know, spending the gas money which is a lot, to come see our band. That's like, you know, gas ain't cheap, man. Like, you wasted your gas money to come see us. That's fucking awesome. But if I had to say anything, I think what's most beneficial to us is, like, gift cards for, like, food.
Yep.
Because it's not exactly, like, the road isn't exactly, like, a luxury. I mean, and we tour in a van.
Yep.
We sleeping on top of each other, and, you know, we eat, like, cans of tuna, you know what I mean, because it doesn't go bad. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, because the fans, I mean, if you look at it this way, a lot of them, it's their way of thanking you as well. I mean, and that's a lot of times, it's funny, we I think it was last month, we were talking to William Controlling, we was asking him the question, he's like, well, yeah, Starbucks cards and cigarettes. We saw him 2 nights later, and, you know, sure enough, they're there with everything for him. And it's literally the fans' way. They want to give you that thank you, because you guys do so much with their lives. I mean, and that's another question. I mean, how do you feel, or how can you take it when people come up to you and tell you how your music actually helped them or changed them, and changed their lives? How is that to hear from them?
For me, and I've always said this, it's the ultimate compliment, because when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and I was listening to the bands that I listened to, like, I liked a lot of punk rock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I loved the Ramones and the Damned and the Dead Boys and the Stooges and all these bands. And to me, a guy like Iggy Pop was, you know, he's like my hero.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I could just have one kid listen to a record I make, like I listen to an Iggy Pop record, that's success to me. That's like just one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's the way I've always looked at it. And, you know, I've had a lot of them come up to me and tell me something that reminded me of myself when I was their age. So I'm like, every time I hear it, I'm on like cloud nine, you know, like it's so cool to hear that.
It is.
I never know, it's so cool that I never know like what to say back, and I always feel bad, you know, like, you know, this song helped me or whatever it may be, and I'm like, you know, all I can say is like, thank you, but to me it sounds so dumb. I'm like, I want to say so much, but it's so surreal that I get lost in the moment. I'm an idiot. So.
Well, it's because it is. It's a very. I mean, for a lot of them, it's their way of either helping them or healing them, or even a form of escapism for whatever's going on in their life. And
exactly, and that's the way it always was for me too. So
that's perfect. And it's funny because back then, I mean, we didn't have. I mean, for me, you know, and even you didn't have that connection with your artists. You know, right now, everything is so connected. You know, you can talk to the artist. It wasn't like going to a show and being able to catch, you know, one of the people out there, to be able to personally tell them. And you guys are always there for your fans, and I think that's a very big thing that, you know, I commend you guys on doing.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the reason why we've always done it. I mean, it's the reason why I get on Twitter and I try to get as many tweets as I can, you know, and respond, is because if I could have been, like, if Twitter could have existed, like, you know, when I was growing up, and I could have talked to a guy like Iggy Pop or Axl Rose, or they would have tweeted me back, or even if they did it now, I would be like, you know.
Yep.
So.
That's true. It is. It's a great time for that, actually. It's a great moment. Now, how about you guys touring? Do you guys have any plans in the works? I know you guys have talked about getting ready for some tours.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a lot of touring on this record for a while. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be touring for what seems like the rest of our lives. I know we do have some stuff coming up, but I'm not allowed to say it yet because, you know, we are, it's supposed to be keeping under wraps until the headliner wants to, you know what I mean? You know,
oh, yes. Yeah, no, definitely. Don't even worry about that. But we're glad to see that you'll be coming around. Hopefully there'll be a Northern California stop in there so we can get you guys out here.
Yeah, I think the tour we're getting ready to do, we'll be doing the whole country, so.
Oh, that's going to be exciting. I mean, and then that's when you guys do your performances. You guys are definitely the complete package. You guys have, you know, you deliver this kick-ass music. You guys got charismatic personalities, but you also put the effort into your stage wear and your stage presence. I mean, it's something that's lacking today. You're not showing up in your flip-flops and shorts, you know. And I think you guys give them a show, and that's what I think. You guys have done a great job at that, and looking forward to you guys taking that out again on tour.
Yeah, and I gotta say. That came as a surprise to me, you know, because there's just all these bands. They talk about, you know, we're the real deal. You know, we do this and we do that, and they want you to see how cool they are, and you know, you play with them, and then they show up in their basketball shorts, and it's like, well, dude, where's the cool leather jacket or whatever? You know, like my band, Relapse, like we wake up in that shit.
Yep, that's your life. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, like I don't own like a nice shirt or like dress shoes, you know what I mean? Like I have like my boots and, you know, my leather jacket, and that's what I wear, you know what I mean? If you invited me to a wedding, I'd be like, fuck, leather jacket's alright, because that's all I got.
Well, that's the thing, is you guys are definitely, again, it's the honesty in your band, and I love that. It's not you're not coming out and either doing other ways, just, you know, phoning it in and going into your shorts, or you guys are, you know, who you are, and you bring it to the stage, and I think that's been the great success of you guys as well.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as the stage performance and all that stuff, like, we're not the type of band that's like, all right, well, what are we going to do? Like, maybe, you know, JC, you do this thing, you know, because that looks cool. You know, JC just does what he does, and I just do what I do, and it goes, you know, for the other guys, too. And it's just natural. It's just, we all just sort of have that about us, where we have this energy, and we have this emotion that we need to get out physically when we play. I think that's why we all started playing music and playing instruments, because we found that we could get out all that pent up stuff by playing.
And you guys mesh so well. I mean, that's the best part about it, is that you're able to feed off each other, and it just comes out in this great, performance.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys going to do any more You Now planned? You have any of those planned for ahead?
Oh, yeah, we try to do those as much as we can, because we have a blast doing them. But we just did one not too long ago to talk about the record, and I'm sure we'll do another one soon. We kind of just, when we have something coming up, we're like, we should do a You Know chat. We'll hang out with the fans, talk to them, and then we all, well, when are you free this day? It just sort of happens, you know what I mean? But I'm sure we'll do one soon.
Well, we're looking forward to that now. I mean, is there something you'd like to share with our audience as well?
Definitely. Well, just remind everybody that we have a record coming out very soon. It's called Shadows. It'll be out July 8th. We'll be on tour all year probably, and for like 900,000 years probably. And I just want to say thank you to all the fans reading or listening or however this is going to happen. I'm not really sure, but and thank you for the interview, definitely.
No, thank you. I mean, we're definitely looking forward to it. We're going to share everything. We'll probably post it. I think we'll have it tomorrow on an audio that we'll have out there, and then later we'll have it transcribed. And then what we'll do is we'll get it posted up there, and then when you guys come out and know when you can announce your tour dates, just let us know, and we'll come to the location and we'll do a video interview chat with you guys as well.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Thank you so much for your time, Bret. We appreciate it, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.